Hey guys, what's going on? This is Broku here, and welcome back to another episode of Call of Duty Zombies What If. And this week's episode is What If Infinity Ward made zombies before Treyarch? So this is just very speculative. It's just basically an imagination of what I think might have happened if Infinity Ward did in fact create zombies first. And so basically I'm just gonna say, what if Modern Warfare 1 is the game that first featured zombies, not going to Modern Warfare 2 or any of the other Infinity Ward games. So I'm going to start with Modern Warfare 1. So COD 4 releases. And after beating the campaign, you get the special mission, Mile High Club, where you're in the plane, you have to rescue a hostage and escape. Well, instead of being successful, the plane crashes, and you land, and then you wake up in Shipment. Similar to how there's a crash landed plane in Noct, and then they run to the bunker, and that's where Noct starts. So this is already having some similarities. But in this, the plane crash lands and the player wakes up on Shipment, except it's dark, it's nighttime, there's some barriers to buy, and there are quote-unquote wall weapons, except they're actually on the ground or leaning against the walls, sort of like an Extinction. Overall, this is just basically the same as Noct, but it's just on Shipment with COD 4 weapons. You know, it's a small map, there is weapons to buy, there's no perks, no traps, no pack-a-punch. There's something similar to the mystery box, except it just looks like a care package. It opens up and it gives you a random weapon. There's no like spinning through the weapons, and I'm just gonna say there maybe would be a ray gun equivalent. Let's say it looks kind of like the Discord or Shredder from Infinity Ward or from Infinite Warfare zombies and zombies in Spaceland, except it just works more of like a laser gun, not like it makes zombies dance and shit. Just like a classic old like futuristic laser weapon. And since COD 4 was so popular, I think zombies being on the game could have led to the game having a more popular following and from the start of the mode. I'm not talking about what the potential DLCs could be for Call of Duty 4 Zombies. Of course, now this is very, very speculative, but I'm just going to talk about this and see how this could have maybe changed zombies. The first DLC is Showdown, and this map is not too big, but it's also not too small. It's much bigger than Shipment, and also this has a lot of similarities to Verrückt. I mean, there's a square building with a like courtyard kind of thing in the middle, and that's like, kind of like Verrückt, except in Verrückt it was originally planned that you could actually play in that area, but they kind of took that out, and in Showdown you would be able to play in that area, which is pretty cool. And perks will be introduced, but they'll basically just be upgrades. It's not going to be drinking a Perca-Cola or anything. Like Jug is going to be like a Kevlar vest. You can get stopping power instead of double tap. I think that would have been a more likely perk for Infinity Ward to put in. And Sleight of Hand would have came in. I don't know what they would have done. It probably would have just done nothing, or just buy it. And then Overkill, that would just be a perk similar to Mule Kick, allowing the player the ability to wield 3 weapons at once. And I think instead of traps, I think it would have been cool to have kill streaks. I think that's what maybe Infinity Ward would have introduced instead of traps. Something like adding in the UAV, airstrike, and the attack helicopter. And these could either be activated or earned in some sort of way. I don't really know. And on the first DLC, there's not really any story. It's just basically all gameplay. Pretty much similar to World at War Zombies at first, where there's not really any story, but even less than what World at War had. So now in DLC 2, it is going to be Crash. And it's going to be following the path of Treyarch in World at War, where it introduces unique characters, because in DLC 2, because that's what Shinonuma did, and Modern Warfare Zombies, it's going to be Soap, Price, Gaz, and I don't know, some other character. I'm just gonna have those 3 as the main ones. And this is because fans would be maybe begging for a better story, and they would kind of would have gotten what they wanted with this DLC. So the characters would be talking to each other, there'd be quotes, it'd be kind of similar. And basically the story I kind of made behind this is the 4 squad mates, they look for a missing SAS squad, only to find them dead and trying to eat them. Not only this, but they see thousands of the other people in the area walking around mindless with open wounds. And so originally, that original SAS group was sent in to gather intelligence, which they had gotten. So it is the intel on the potential virus and its origins. So this is the first basically quest or Easter egg ever. It's trying to find the intel. And after doing some shit, finding the intel, there's actually an optional ending where in the downed helicopter in the map is a soldier who barricaded himself in the helicopter. He asks, "Is anyone here a pilot?" And he's like, "Didn't think so. But if you find me a pilot and find me the parts I need, I can fix this thing and we can get the fuck out of here." So the next part of the Easter egg is the players can find the parts And story is given throughout the map, but it's not nearly as much as Treyarch, because I think that Infinity Ward would give a more cinematic campaign feel of a story, rather than Treyarch's little Easter eggs, radios, ciphers, and that's the fans speculating and making the story as it goes. I think that Infinity Ward would have made it so that it's more of their own story, not the fan story. So after gathering all the parts and saving the pilot atop the highest building and then in the map, then you must protect the engineer for 2 minutes while he rebuilds the helicopter. And after he gets it rebuilt, the players get in the chopper and mount death machines that are on the chopper. They just get to have fun slaying the zombies and protecting the chopper while the engineer does some final engine checks. The helicopter takes off and the game is over. In this map, I would say there would be maybe a new wonder weapon is added, and it's basically just a futuristic laser rifle. Nothing too creative like what Treyarch's wonder weapons are. I just personally think that Infinity Ward is less creative than Treyarch, therefore the weapons, like the wonder weapons, would also be less creative. For the final map in Modern Warfare Zombies, DLC 3 would have taken place on the ship featured in Wetwork. You know, it starts where it left off in DLC 2, the helicopter lands. So the SAS had found out through intel that this is a group of hundreds of some of the best scientists in the world on this boat, with billions and billions of dollars of backing, so they can basically fund any project they ever needed. Therefore, that's why they were able to have these laser weapons, because they just had the best technology available to them with basically limitless amounts of money. So this was not some sort of time travel, and that's how we get the laser weapons. I don't think that Infinity Ward would have gotten to that point. I think they would have stayed away from that. And so basically on this ship, there's the top level of the ship, then you can go down a bit, and I think that there would be some sort of pack-a-punch on this, very similar to Der Riese in World at War, and I'm just gonna call it the Obelisk just because that's something from Extinction. I don't really know what it'd be called, but basically it upgrades your weapon, and I kind of devised my own story element for the plot behind the Obelisk in this game. So basically the Discord ray gun and whatever from the first few maps, like basically Modern Warfare's version of the ray gun, that was just a prototype developed by this group of scientists, but the laser weapon was not a prototype, it was a finalized weapon. And once they figured out how to make these upgraded weapons, like these laser rifles and stuff, they developed the Obelisk, which made it easier to mass produce these weapons. Just put in a normal weapon and it comes out as a laser rifle, a upgraded laser, sort of like a futuristic weapon. So there's some story element behind it. You know, they just wanted to build basically like a 3D printer that would turn this regular gun into a gun they designed. So that's kind of how I came up with this. It's not really too much of a big deal, but anyways, the SAS crew lands on the ship, and the doctor, he releases the gas that turns the people into zombies, because he doesn't want to get caught. He's like the leader. He's like, oh, well, we have basically our research finalized or whatever. I just need to get out of here. And so basically we find out that this group of scientists also created the virus for the zombies, and what they were doing was testing the zombie virus on different areas around the world to see how it worked, and that's where the other maps take place. And what their goal was to make basically a limitless amount of profit to further more projects by putting the zombie virus in like Europe and the United States, and then be like, oh, we have these super advanced weapons that you want to buy from us for extremely amount of money. So basically forcing countries to buy these super advanced weapons from them for a super high amount of money just to get super profitable. There are rounds on this map where gas comes out and you have to put on a gas mask, and therefore it limits your vision. And basically it's going to be like a dog round sort of, where you get a max ammo at the end, but it's just fog gas that can turn you into a zombie, although it just really down you in this game. And so basically, yeah, you can pack a punch in this. There's the perks returning, and also I thought of a potential monkey bomb equivalent, where it's just like the boombox from Infinite Warfare Zombies, where it's a boombox with explosive strapped to it. That would be something that could be in there. I mean, that's been in movies before, even before Treyarch thought of the monkey bomb or anything. That sound does attract zombies, so it would make sense. Basically, at the end, it's kind of like in the campaign mission where the boat's, getting destroyed. So, but in this case, it's the SAS crew trying to destroy the boat, destroy the research, so that nobody can, no other group can get it, and this group of scientists are just done. They can't take over the world like they want to. And then, so They destroy the ship, but they don't know what happened to the head scientist, and they get off with they escape off the ship with the helicopter, and they have their upgraded weapons, which means that the United States and Britain, they will have those weapons and can potentially reverse engineer that technology to make their own weapons like that in the future. So basically making off their own scientist groups of reverse engineering these weapons. So how would this have changed compared to Treyarch Zombies? Well, it's very unlikely that Treyarch would have even put out a zombies mode in World at War if Modern Warfare had gotten there first. And if they did, Noct wouldn't be a thing, because why would they put Noct in there if Modern Warfare had already advanced upon that of having no perks, traps, or anything? And Verrückt and Shi No Numa, those are still much less advanced than what Modern Warfare might have put out. So they might have had to start with Der Riese and just push that map out as soon as possible, and then start their DLC season from there. But then again, realistically, when World at War released in 2008 with Zombies, a game mode, it took 6 years for another studio to come out with a different Zombies game mode. That was Sledgehammer with Exo Zombies and Advanced Warfare. That was 6 years. So with Modern Warfare releasing in 2007, it might have taken them a company 6 years from then to come out with another Zombies game mode, so Treyarch might have just not even released it. So how this affected Zombies in the long run? Well, I think that Modern Warfare would have done a better start to the series, but Treyarch in the end is just better at Zombies, I think. Like, Modern Warfare Zombies would probably be more focused on story, or not, be focused more on like a campaign feel. Like, the story's forced on you, there's no speculation, it's just telling you everything. And the Easter eggs feel like you have to do them. Like, the story just feels forced upon you. And I think that's kind of like what Modern Warfare Zombies would have been. And we can look at Infinite Warfare Zombies now. The story sucks. And I think that's probably what would have happened in Modern Warfare Zombies. And we probably wouldn't have gotten Treyarch's attempt at Zombies for years. So this really could have affected how Zombies turned out. I think it would have been for the worse, but what do you guys think? I know this was very, very speculative, and this was just all in my imagination of what could have happened if Modern Warfare came out with it first, but overall, I think their first try would have been better than World at Wars, but in the end, if we go to now, Zombies would not be in a good place. But anyways, what do you guys think? Do you think this is just stupid speculation? Do you think Zombies would be better or worse if Infinity Ward started it first? Let me know. Please like this video if you did enjoy, and please subscribe if you are new and you enjoy my channel. Also, please turn on notifications because YouTube fucking sucks and it's not going to tell you for the most part if you just subscribe to me. And I hope you have an amazing day. Minuteman is out.